Boyd Broncos girls soccer team, one of the best in the nation. I'm joined by their head coach now, Michele Estes. Coach, thanks again for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having me.
In the non-district schedule, we're still a couple weeks away from district play, but you've really scheduled a lot of tough opponents early on and a couple of the best tournaments around here in the state of Texas to prepare them for, you know, your ultimate goal, which is to try and win another state championship.
Correct. Just the last few years in district, the level of play in our district wasn't very high, and as we got into the playoffs and met some adversity, we struggled. And so we wanted to prepare our girls for pretty much any situation, which we've already faced. You know, we've already had to earn some wins against some good teams. And so we wanted to be battle tested by the time, you know, the playoffs and even our district. We have a very strong district this year rolled around.
Now, of course, you won the state title 2 years ago, and then last year you lose in the third round to A&M Consolidated in a shootout game. Take me back real quick. I know you probably don't want to go back to that game memory-wise, but you know, what about that game caused your team to lose there in the shootout, which is always, you know, such a random event because you never know who's going to perform in a shootout?
Right. We'll give credit to A&M Consolidated. They did exactly what they needed to do. Our girls executed everything we asked them to do. It just wasn't our night. It was one of those games where you hit the post. The shootout obviously did not go our way, but it is definitely a source of motivation, especially for our seniors this year. It left a nasty taste in their mouth, and so the girls are definitely motivated. And I have a strong feeling that that situation, when we're faced with that again, will prevail in that.
Who do you feel are really the leaders of this year's team?
Well, I have a strong group of captains, of young ladies that have been named captain. I have a senior, Allie Coleman, who plays in the center mid for us, and she just works really hard for us. I have a sophomore at center back, Haley Jordan, who is definitely our vocal leader, the lady who keeps us organized. And then I have Jackie Hansen and Haley Hunt, who are two other seniors who are just great on and off the field leaders. And then I have my senior goalkeeper, Marley Essler, who's just been the consistent person for us. She will definitely carry us this year.
Goalkeepers, you know, sometimes it's an overlooked position in soccer because of, you know, all the flares up front with the goals, but
right.
Sometimes it's those goalkeepers, if they just get a couple fingers to the ball every once in a while, that's the difference between losing a game 1-0 or winning a game 1-0.
Absolutely, and the neat thing about Marley is Marley has incredible hands. She doesn't bobble a lot of stuff, but she's also really strong with her feet, which is something a lot of goalkeepers lack. So we're able to confidently play back to her, and she meets our style of play, which is possession. You know, we like to possess the ball, and she does a really good job with that as well.
You have so many different players up front that can rotate in and out, and they're always, you know, aggressive, trying to press the ball, trying to make things happen in the back and cause some havoc.
Yeah, we're running a new formation this year, which has 3 girls up top, and in order for our formation to be successful, the girls just have to work very hard. It's a high pressure, just really annoy and wear out a defense type formation, and so we kind of have a 6 to 8 man rotation up there, you know, and as you see, our goal scoring is very spread out this year. So we've got, you know, Sydney Dolzine, Aya DeMidio, Bree Moybrook, Chloe Pfeiffer, who are all in that 3 to 4 goals on the season, and that's a lot of that is just hard work and more effort, and so for us to be successful, that'll have to continue.
When did you make that decision to switch up your formation this year, and why ultimately did you decide this is the group that should play that formation?
We're very strong in the middle of the field. Our central midfield is very deep this year, and we possess very well, extremely athletic, so very strong, able to possess the ball. And again, we have that sophomore Haley Jordan in there who plays in the center midfield, and she's phenomenal in the air. She's very athletic, and so we can just really rely on her to support our center midfielders, who then find those hardworking forwards up top.
So far, you've only lost 1 game, and that was to Flower Mountain in the middle of a hectic tournament where you're playing so many games within, you know, a 24-hour period. So in that game, obviously, both teams were tired. What ultimately do you think is what you're going to take out of that loss?
It was definitely a teachable moment for us, and that's, you know, you get down, you get tired, you have to find a way and to capitalize on opportunities. When we had a lot in that game and we just did not capitalize on, and Flower Mound did, and Flower Mound's a very good team. And so we'll know in the future when you get up against a good team and you have opportunities, you've just got to capitalize on those.
Several good wins this year for your team already, including South Lake Carroll to win one of the tournaments on your schedule. In that 1-0 win, South Lake Carroll is a program that has always been good at girls soccer. What do you like about how your team performed in that game, especially in the tournament beforehand? You had lost to Flower Mound in that tournament.
I'd say South Lake was an extremely athletic team. They had a lot of height on their team and were very physical. So at times we were outmatched just physically, and to see some girls step up. I had some other girls who had not at that point seen a lot of playing time who stepped up and performed and carried us. So it's been a total team effort so far. We've had it's taken everyone in our program to be successful. And, like I said, being tired at that time, for the girls just to earn it, to find a way to win that game was just very satisfying, and I think was definitely something we'll build off of.
Couple games that we were talking earlier that you've pointed out as key games before you get into district. There's 2 weeks left. Flower Mound, Marcus, and Hebron on the schedule. Why are those teams going to be challenging for your team to play, and how are you going to approach those games?
Both teams match up well with us. Strength in the middle of the field, physical teams. I believe at this point in the season, Hebron is undefeated, so there's a lot of pride there. Flower Mound Marcus has been ranked nationally all year. So again, it's just challenging us to be prepared for when it counts in April, and we want to play the best because we expect to be the best. So in order to accomplish our goal, we want to be ready to go. And
in district play, you're going to have the the state champions last year playing OS. They're also in their district this year through the rescheduling. You have some tough teams as well in the Plano schools, Allen, McKinney. What are you looking forward to with district play and the challenge that's going to present this year for you?
Well, of course, we're ready. We want to play Plano West. It's back to that, to be the best, you have to play the best. So that's a great challenge to us, and our girls are very excited about that. McKinney High and the rival there, it's fun to have them back in the district and kind of have that crosstown. And they're a very good team. They've had some good wins this year. Allen is always it's a big school, a lot of good players there, and the Plano schools are always very good at soccer. So it's a very fun soccer district. It's good to have some people to compete again, and there will be no easy wins this year. So we'll earn everything, which is exciting. It's how we want it to be.
One thing I think, just looking at your team stat-wise, that's a staple of your team, is you don't necessarily have that one player that goes out and scores all the goals for you. It's really a goal-by-committee team, but Sydney Dolzine does lead the team with 4 goals this year. Why has she been one of the players to step up and really taken advantage of her opportunities?
Well, Sydney's the kid that her teammates believe in, and Sid is we tell her she's going to be our hero. When we get in that game and we need that goal, we need someone to find the back of the net. She's been that kid for us already. She started with Ursuline. She had the game winner against Ursuline, and she's tremendous with her back to goal, and she really is very good at setting her teammates up as well. So she just makes everyone around her better, but she just has a knack for finding the net in big situations. So Sid's a kid we believe in very much.
This past year in 2012 was a big year for women's soccer overall with the Olympics and the gold medal the USA brought home. Your players obviously were watching the Olympics. What did they take out of seeing some of their heroes play so well, win the gold medal, and how's that motivated them for this year?
Well, I think it's just fun to see U.S. women's soccer kind of rise back up to that prominent status it's always had, and it's fun. They're opening a new women's professional league, and so it's nice for to have the women's game just kind of making a reappearance in the United States and getting some of the support that it deserves, especially in North Texas, because we're in an area that it's a hotbed for soccer, and the support here of soccer is wonderful. But I think it's just fun for the girls to see their sport being spotlighted at a higher level.
It certainly is. Coach, thanks again for joining us here on the show today. That's Michele Estes with McKinney Boyd Girls Soccer. They're, again, a couple weeks away from district play, but the Boyd Lady Broncos looking to try and return to the state tournament and win that state title this year.